arrived at the famous Autodromo Nazionale Monza circuit located on the outskirts of Milan for the running of the Italian Grand Prix, the home of the Ferrari Red Tifosi. Unfortunately for the Tifosi, none of the Ferrari drivers have been announced yet, but there have been some announcements that have dominated the headlines this week. The first team news to come out today is the first driver transfer of this year's silly season, as it has been announced that Irishman Evan Byrne will be leaving Haas at the end of the season and will be joining the team he last drove for in 2010, the team of course being French manufacturer Renault. Evan has had a very impressive year after coming off the back of a very frustrating 2015 season with Sauber. He currently lies 13th in the Drivers' Championship, where he's in a close fight with the McLaren of Oliver Glazebrook and the Toro Rosso of Franco Gamba, with his current team Haas currently lying 7th in the Constructors' Championship, closely followed by Toro Rosso. His move makes it the 9th time the Irishman will be switching teams, but the first time he will actually be returning to a team, as he last drove for Renault in 2010, and it is also the team where he got his first ever win in the series after an amazing final lap overtake on the Red Bull of Florian Volker at the Turkish Grand Prix. He'll be looking to have another great year in 2017 and look to help turn Renault's fortunes around after a difficult 2016 for the French manufacturer in their return. The question now focuses on who his teammate will be, with his move meaning that at least one current Renault driver will be leaving the team at the end of the season. Both Davy Greenwood and Toravinao Terranon will need to watch their backs and deliver in these next 8 races if they want to remain at the team. There is a chance that both of them could be booted out of the team at the end of the season, with 2012 champion Vico Holst making his intentions clear on returning to the series in 2017 with the team he drove for in 2009, with him staking his claim after taking his first win in the GP4OC fraternity at the old layout of Hockenheim in DTM since the 2012 Brazilian Grand Prix. It will be very interesting to see who will get the final Renault seat. The second and final team news we have today concerns Red Bull, as they have announced that 2009 World Champion Miklos Gau will remain at the team for the 7th successive season. Miklos has had an amazing 2016 season, with a lot of people claiming that he has got his mojo back and that we are seeing glimpses of the old Miklos. He is currently beating his new teammate Amar Kar in the championship, with his team currently lying 2nd in the Constructors, and he is currently the best of the non-Mercedes drivers, with him lying 3rd in the Drivers' Championship. He'll be looking to build on the brilliant improvements that he and the team have been making this year and hope to challenge for the Drivers' Championship, with Red Bull looking to close the deficit between themselves and Mercedes. The question now remains on who his teammate will be, with Amar Kar and Yuri Mata the more likely contenders for the 2nd seed. However, as we established a couple of weeks ago, there is a chance that if Yuri gets offered the Red Bull drive, he could turn it down, putting the Finn back into retirement. If this is the case, then Amar would be given a lifeline and more than likely remain at the team. It will be very interesting to see what will happen and who will end up partnering Miklos next season. In other news, we didn't mention this last time out, but for those who aren't aware, Will Nell has announced that the 2017 season will be his last in the top class. After a tricky decision with him going back and forth on it, Will has come to the decision to call upon his time in the top class after 2017, meaning that he will finish his top class career with Mercedes. This means that he has given himself the rest of this season and the entirety of next season to win at least one championship before he goes. It will leave a vacant seat in Mercedes for 2018, meaning that next year's silly season could see a domino effect in the driver market. Will not be retiring from GP4OC, as he intends to compete in either DTM or Formula E for 2018, but there will be no more racing in the top class. Whatever happens for the remainder of 2016 and the entirety of 2017, we wish Will all the very best in the future, and we look forward to seeing what he does next in 2018. And finally, in other news, this week's Italian Grand Prix will mark the 200th GP4OC race, and in celebration of the milestone, one team, a driver, and even the series as a whole will be running special things during this week. For this race, GP4OC will be running a special one-off livery to commemorate the milestone by combining the current GP4OC logo with a golden number 200. You will see that logo during practice in a bit and will also be used in qualifying and of course the race. Toro Rosso on the other hand will be running a special livery, or should I say a preview livery, as they'll be running their 2017 livery on their car this week to give people a sneak preview of what they can expect next season. Finally, Sauber driver Roberto Gamba will be running a special helmet this week to commemorate the milestone, as he will be running a Sebastian Vettel-less helmet that he used at the 2013 Indian Grand Prix in real life. With all those special commemorations being used, we are hoping for a cracking 200th race. And that is it for this week's edition of the GP4OC News. The next team news will break at the Singapore Grand Prix next week, who will be announced during to practice next week at the Marina Bay Street Circuit.